What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bike It Yourself. And this week's video, it's going to be a quick, easy one as we wait for parts for our 17 Road Glide to finish up our amplifier upgrade. Okay, guys, one of the signature accessories for any Cholo bike is your blanket, or in my case, I didn't go with the blanket. I actually went with the sarape. That way you can just, if it's cold while you're riding, you could throw it on really easily, versus a blanket where, you know, I'm not like camping on the floor, so that's just not my jam. But at least for me, this would be functional. Anyhow, the downside to this is you get this leather wrap setup, and there's really no easy way to attach it to the bike. So if you want to attach it to the back of the bike, say you want to do it to your sissy bar, you know, there's nothing there. So you could use zip ties, and I'm sure that's one way a lot of guys do it. Another way would be to wrap the actual blanket straps around, and then you have to kind of undo all that every time you want to wash your bike or whatever it is. And of course that problem exists for the front. So if you attach it to your handlebars, you're in that same predicament, right? So we're going to add a leather securing strap. I don't know what you want to call it. And we may actually end up making two different styles. And the reason for that is when you mount it on your front, I'm pretty confident. We'll just hold it up real quick. But yeah, like the bars are way wider than the width of this. So we would have to do a strap going from here to there. And then for the back, that same strap actually looks like it would probably work in that scenario. So I was actually thinking originally that I would do a strap going horizontally, but I think we're going to settle with a vertical strap. So let me undo this. Let's get it on the table and let's talk about how we're going to actually do it. All right, so we've got our sarape out of the wrap here. And the way we're going to do this is I bought some leather. I think this is 1 inch thick, right off of Amazon. So you get it in the roll. It's pretty cheap, like 15 bucks or something like that. And then this is a snap fastener set. So if you're wondering what kind of fastener this is, it is the button style. If you got that kind of stuff on your jacket or whatever, I feel like these are a little bit stronger than, say, like the plastic kind. And again, I've had this actually for a while. It was a kit that I got off of Amazon also, and it comes with everything you need except the hammer. That's the only thing you don't get in this. So we're going to punch some holes in this. That's pretty simple. That's what this wooden block is for, so we don't damage our table. I got a small little ball peen hammer we're going to, you know, nail this thing with. We'll get the lower part in place, and then we'll measure up on the bars, because that is our thicker piece, and see how it goes as far as, you know, tautness, right? So we'll want to make these kind of roughly the same. So what I'm going to do is grab a ruler. I'm going to say I want this thing to be about, it's a little more than 1 inch because of the little gap here before that. I'm gonna mark it there. I do want to try to center it up as best as I can. And I wouldn't sweat it too much, just because it's gonna be behind, right? Now, the one thing you might want to do is, maybe you're really about making everything matchy, right? Is when you get your kit, look at your hardware that's on your deal and try to match it up as best as you can. So I've got like this brass look, which is kind of pretty close to that, much closer than, say, like this gold stuff. But it also comes with like black, and then there's almost like a brushed nickel. And actually there might be another black, more of like a glossy. That one's kind of like a matte. Anyhow, so we've got our first piece marked. And first thing you want to do is you got to create your hole And what's cool is like this kit, it's got a step-by-step instruction, so you know exactly what steps you need to take. So we'll go ahead and make our own. All right, so we made it through just fine. I'll do a little bit more hitting on it just because I want to make sure it does go through without any kind of issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this side of it first. And so there's going to be a front and back to every piece. So you want to make sure you get it all the right bits together. I'm going to use that one there, and I want this to be the button side, I guess you want to call it. And so you get another one. So that first one here, this one cuts, right? It's got a hole through it. This one's just got like a kind of like a dimple space in it, so you can just get in there and seat this thing well. So there we go. So that part's on. We do the same thing for the strap side. This one I'm just eyeballing. I should probably use like a paint marker on this because it's kind of hard to see the black. All right. That piece there, and goes there. We're gonna put a button. And then for the button side, you got like a, almost looks like a punch pretty much. So that's the one you're gonna want to use for that. And there you go. Now you got a working setup. So pretty simple. Let's get over to the bike so we can measure this out and figure out how long we need it. But again, the whole point of this is, how do you make something like this? It's pretty darn easy. All right, so we're gonna start with the front since that is the thicker bar, just to kind of get an idea. And I had trimmed this, trying to be smart. Well, I guess I am kind of still smart a little bit. I was worried that it wasn't gonna make it all the way around. Maybe I trimmed it too low, but no, that actually looks kind of perfect. So if this works for the back, then I'm money. So let me go ahead and check that out. All right, so now my big concern here was whether or not this would reach because of a little bit of a stretch on it. And since these aren't like straight up and down or perfectly horizontal, but I think that'll work. Actually, what I might end up having to do is place a second place to connect to. That way I have the ability to adjust to make it tighter. So what we're gonna do is we'll go based off of the handlebars first. So I'm gonna have to mark how much space I need to allow the handlebar go in. And then once we got that, we'll come back, do the smaller bar, and that way we can put that new hole up a little bit higher. So that way we have the ability to adjust this either for the front setting or the rear setting. All All right, so we got our side set up. It should be good to go for the handlebars. Make sure I didn't goof this up. There you go, it snaps in. The other side will snap in as well. Now, right now I have the power vision on, so that's kind of in the way at the moment. So in this case, this is where the ability to shift it to the back is convenient. So we got that there. And then you can just unsnap it. Now let's look at resizing for the back. Okay, so kind of same process. We'll add it on. I'm just gonna kind of get an idea of where the button's gotta go. So it looks like it's gotta go about right here. And I'm kind of just eyeballing it, to be quite honest. Not putting a whole ton of thought into it. These leather straps are pretty cheap. They're under 20 bucks, I believe. So if I really were to screw this up, it wouldn't be a bad mistake. We got our second button on. We're gonna try it out, see how it fits. And then once we get the other one there, it'll kind of stretch it across. I'll be curious to see if there's a lot of slop in this when the weight of the blanket is in place for the setup. So we'll see how that works out. But essentially, all I'm gonna do is now repeat the same process of creating the buttons. So that's the holes, just measuring out so that way it is equal on both sides. That way I don't have kind of misaligned buckles on the outer side. And then we'll see what this thing looks like. So let me go ahead and knock out that other side really quick, and I'll bring you back. As always, the moment of truth. Got it on. So we're gonna do the back end first here. To connect that one to there. And then the other strap. So that one. And there you go. It's on there. Now, the question is it going anywhere, right? So I am wondering, like, how, yeah, see, that button didn't held very well. And that could be, I mean, maybe it's just a weak button. Yeah, that ain't gonna work out. Let's try it on the front and see if we get the same result. All right, guys, sorry I can't bring you up to the front with me. We're nosed in, and I've got the Road Glide behind us in a way where I can't back this thing out, so I'm kind of stuck. But what I did want to check out is how well this was gonna hold. And I can only do the one side because I'm not going to take off the power vision for this, but yep, I think we're a bust, guys. That button, and all it took is a little bit of shaking, so yeah, no bueno. All right, guys, so it looks like I'm a bust on this one. Those buttons, I mean, they snap together. It's just they're not very well prepared for any type of load. And my concern is if I hit a speed bump or whatever in the road and that blanket shakes a bit, it's gonna unsnap that. Now, there's probably a different type of fastener out there that might be better suited for this, and I'm gonna do some research and try to find what the best one it was. But as usual, I've never done this before, so I was just trying it out, trying to figure it out if that would be a good fix for it. Hopefully I can reuse those buttons in some kind of way, shape, or form. The cheap way, zip tie it, I guess, right? That would be the quick and easy way. The only downside to that is having to constantly cut and re-zip tie and cut and re-zip tie, so maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not, I don't know. Well, I hope this brought some kind of value to you. At least you know what not to do, and don't do what Mike did. So until my next video does post, I hope to see you in the wing.